This is my favorite part about the building. Exactly how much money do I make in my software sales career? How much money do I expect to make when I promote to an enterprise account executive? I will be answering each of those questions as transparently as I can in today's video. What I will say is that I live comfortably in a $2,700 a month apartment, downtown Dallas, best location, 14th floor views, tremendous pool, G lifestyle. This is what it's all about. I derive all of my superpowers from sitting in my cold plunge each and every morning. At the end of today's video, I will be giving you a tour of the amenities, and they're incredible. The entry-level position to any software sales career is a sales development, business development representative. 4 years ago, right out of college, no internship, no experience, no connections. I got hired at a fast-growing technology company as an SDR. I show up day one, they hand me a headset and they say, Trent, start cold calling. I had no clue what I would be doing. Everyone said I sounded like a used car salesman. I wasn't initially good at it, but I've grown over time and I've promoted to a senior account executive. I'll be sharing exactly how much money I've made each year in my career. We need to first establish that the payment structure in software sales, it's pretty universal. It's called OTE, on target earnings. This means you have a fixed salary, which is your base pay, and you have a variable pay, which is your commission based on your performance, how much software you actually sell. My first year right out of college as a sales development representative, my on-target earnings was $50,000, which may sound low because salaries have actually increased as a result of inflation over the last year or two and competitive pressures from a lot of companies wanting to hire Great Resignation. So my on-target earnings was $50,000. I ended up making about $65-ish thousand my first year, and this was 22, 23. I was really pleased with that. And what you'll see is there's a trend. Each year, I've exceeded my on-target earnings based on my ability to perform well. And that's one of the aspects about a software sales career that I love. You have autonomy to do what you want when you want. You have a manager you report to, but as long as you're performing, you can really do what you want. You can show up when you want. You can leave when you want. You can decide what to work on. As long as you're hitting your number, that's all that matters. Whenever I promoted from an SDR1, which is the entry level, bottom of the totem pole, we have a robust SDR program. I spent 2 years as an SDR before I even promoted to an account executive. I promoted to an SDR2, which basically means my pipeline quota was even higher than it was before. And we must establish, for those of you who don't know, an SDR, sales development representative, the incentive structure is based on generating pipeline, setting up meetings, cold calling, cold emailing, doing whatever it takes to set up meetings with qualified buyers that are your target buyers. So I target HR people. So I'll reach out to the HR person at Tesla and say, hey, Elon's gonna cut 10% of staff. Can we get a meeting set up with you? We wanna help mitigate your retention. So I'll set up a meeting. I'll bring in an account executive to run the meeting. So that's what I do right now. I close deals. And if we convert the meeting to another meeting, such as a demo, that will be a qualified pipeline. Whatever the potential deal value would be is pipeline. Me as an SDR, my target was generating pipeline, so that's how I got paid. Whenever I promoted to an SDR2, my on-target earnings was right about $60,000. So I got a nice little pay increase, right, going from SDR1 to SDR2, and I ended up making about, I'd say, $83-ish thousand my second year right out of college as an SDR2. So as you can see, I exceeded that on-target earning, and I was really pumped about it. I got my W-2 back at the end of the year, and I said, wow, I was expecting to make $60-something thousand. I ended up making $80,000, and this was really exciting at the time. I next promoted to an SDR3, which is basically the next level of sales development, and all that means is my quotas increase. It's even harder. I've been doing it for a long period of time. You start to get impatient. You say, I'm ready to become an account executive. And then you start to see a lot of people leaving to go to other companies that give them the promotion without having to do the work, that pay them a little bit more. I stayed loyal to my company because I respected them giving me a chance, them training me. My on-target earning as an SDR3 was about $85-ish thousand. And this seemed like a lot of money. And I said, wow, if I can make $80,000, that's a good amount of money. At the end of the year, my third year in software sales, third year out of college, I ended up making $111,000. And I looked at the number on the paper and I said, this is cool. I've crossed 6 figures. But I felt no different than when I was making $50,000, $60,000 a year. The only thing that changed was my ability to save a higher percentage of my income. Naturally, my lifestyle inflated a bit. As you can see, we've inflated it to the absolute max here today, and you guys are gonna enjoy seeing the tour here in a moment. But I was making more money, and it didn't really change anything about my life besides I could go out, spend 50 bucks on dinner and just not care. Doesn't matter. I can save a higher percentage of my income and directly put it in investments, which is cool. And if you can keep doing that for a long enough period of time, you'll start to have financial freedom. And I think that that's one of the lucrative parts about working in software sales. So this is when things really start to get exciting. That's the rule of thumb from a payment standpoint of SDRs. I'd say the market today is probably $5,000, $10,000 higher on the on-target earnings based on what I share with you today. When I promoted from an SDR to an account executive, keep in mind, it took me 2 full years. A long time. My on-target earnings as an account executive, my first year of closing revenue was, I think it was $136,000. So you go from this 80K OTE to $136,000 OTE. And keep in mind, this is based on closing deals, so much harder than just generating pipeline. I would tell everyone, I said, guys, my on-target earnings is $130,000. I'm rich. I'm rich. And what ended up happening, and this was last year, I closed nearly $1 million in revenue my first year in seat, which is pretty uncommon. Qualified for President's Club, made a whole video about it. You should go check it out. I ended up making about $165,000 last year, W-2 income, taxable. We already paid the IRS, and that was my income. So as you can see, I greatly exceeded what my on-target earning was. It allowed me to promote multiple times to a senior account executive. So I'm now technically an account executive level 5, which is basically the level right below an enterprise account executive. My current on-target earnings, age 26, 4 years out of school, is $207,000. So if we're able to follow the same trend at the end of this year, 2022, I expect to make between $225,000 and $250,000. In order to be an accredited investor, you need to make at least $200,000 a year for 2 years in a row. I plan to never not make $200,000 a year the rest of my life. And that's my goal for this year. And that's absolutely possible in a career in software sales. And the best part about all this is so long as you keep performing, you'll keep promoting, you'll keep ascending the career hierarchy, the trajectory, and you'll eventually become an enterprise account executive, which is the next level account executive. Typically, you get there 7 to 10 years out of school, and you're basically working with the biggest and the best brands, the S&P 500, selling them large, complex software sales deals. The minimum on-target earnings I've seen for an enterprise rep at my company is basically $250,000, and I've seen it go as high as $440,000. So think about that. That is what you can have in a career in software sales. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying you just show up and it just starts to happen. But if you show up, you apply yourself, you truly are all in, you say, I'm going to commit to this company, this product, and I'm going to make my calls, I'm going to send my emails, I'm going to go speak with the people who are already proven to do it. And you do that long enough, and I promise you it will pay off. And it will get you to places like where I live at right now, and I'm gonna give you a tour. We recorded in this room right here. Boom, 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 boom. Pool's out there. I got a big pool party tomorrow. I got Cabana 5 reserved. We're gonna be drinking a lot of White Claws. Let me take you into the dining room right here. I was actually doing some work. As you can see, I've got the laptop, I've got the water bottle, the headphones right there. This would be a great place to entertain, bring people in, and sit at the big dining room table. As you can see, we start to get into the gaming and media room. Incredible setup right there, nice couches, cool setup. Over there, we'll actually go out there, you can see the highway, a lot of cars driving around. And this is actually my second favorite part about it. As you can see, we have about a 1 million-inch TV right there. It's absolutely bananas. I'm actually gonna watch the NBA championship here in a little bit. Everybody's got somewhere to be, people to see, things to do. What's up with you? Brother. We got the office space right here if you ever want to work from home. Got the gym right there. Boom. This is my favorite part about the building. We got the spa right here. Every morning I come in here, I sit in the cold plunge, I do the sauna, I do the hot tub as well. Steam room right there, the sauna, cold plunge, hot tub, boom. That's the end of today's tour. You don't have to leave, but you can stay here. Before you go, hit the like button now, subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. Press the join button below for access to exclusive weekly live streams in the private group chat that I've started on Discord. We've got about 7 people in there right now. It's bumping. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you in the next video. Bye.